Hey everybody, it's Jeremy here with the Guillette Group, and today we're coming at you from Babcock Ranch. This is a neighborhood that we get asked about all the time, so we're going to check it out with us, or we're going to check it out. You can come with us if you want, hop in the car, so to speak. We're going to drive around, show you what the neighborhood's all about, and you'll see why this neighborhood is becoming one of the premier choices in Southwest Florida. This is the Live Joy Southwest Florida channel. If this is the kind of information you're looking for, make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and that will make sure you get notified every time we introduce new content. Okay, so we're driving into Babcock Ranch, and I'm excited to be able to show you this community. It really is something special. So Babcock Ranch is going to be a master planned community, and it's pretty innovative. So it is the only solar powered town, completely powered by solar, I should add, I believe, in the country. So very innovative for this area. But before I get into it, what we're driving into now is new commercial space right at the start of the neighborhood. So you probably saw there quickly, but it's actually anchored by a Publix, which of course is our local grocery store chain. And then you're going to find here, there's a new pizza place coming in. There was like a pack and ship type store on the other side. But there's going to be multiple options, multiple different businesses here right at the start. This is some much needed commercial space. So this is a huge improvement. And actually there was a grand opening here not too long ago. And let's just say people were pretty excited that this was added just to the beginning of the neighborhood. So we will now transition and start making our way into Founder Square. All right, so you heard me mention the Founder Square. So part of this concept was built around lakes. Babcock Ranch, if you actually look this up, it was an actual working ranch. They had a ton of acreage. They did a bunch of eco tours in addition to the agriculture and livestock that they had, but you're going to see it's kind of woven into the fabric of this community. There's a ton of green space, ton of land, a ton of walking trails. Everything is built around that renewable energy, kind of philosophy. You're going to find charging stations throughout the area. But this is the Founder Square. So I kind of cut ahead a little bit. I wanted to show you here. You get a sense. It's kind of that cobblestone feel or brick paver feel on the roads themselves. And then I'm going to pull in here just so you can kind of see it. But it's almost, I don't want to say New England because there's palm trees everywhere, but it's as if you were up north and then there's this central kind of square in the center. And you're going to see there's a pavilion there that they do concerts and bands or live music. They do a lot of events on these lawns. And then behind it, you can see is a big lake. You can actually launch some of your water sport activities from there. This is a great restaurant called Lakeside. It was originally a different restaurant. But this one is just as good. And then you've got a variety of stores here. Right in front of us actually is Slater's Provisions. And then there's also an ice cream shop just there to the left. So you're going to find all kinds of people out and about, walking around, really just taking advantage of the town. And then I'm going to continue on. We're going to pass a couple small communities before we drive into the Babcock National, which is a Lennar community. But again, you get a feel for sidewalks, the just amount of landscaping. Everything in here is newer. So there's not going to be a lot of maturity when it comes to the trees, but you'll get a feel for what the vision of the community is. You're going to see water. In this case, now you've got water on both sides. And again, we're making our way. I guess really this will be the northern side of this, master planned community. You always get mixed up here. We're passing Edgewater, but you're going to talk about there's 7 different, I'll say, neighborhoods within the community. Currently, there's about 5 different builders, but when it's all said and done, this will be 19,500 homes. All right, so I mentioned there's 7 neighborhoods. This is actually one of them. So this is Babcock National. This is built by Lennar, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time here because I think it's important that you see this community. This is a style, I would call it, that is working exceptionally well for Lennar. Just in our area, we have Bonita National, The National, which is down at Ave Maria, and Babcock National, which is, of course, this one. A little bit north of us, there's Lakewood National. So this is a blueprint, for better definition or description. that Lennar has employed. So this is a bundled golf community where you do have golf included in your fees. There is a mix of different home types in here, which is really attractive. Depending on what you're looking for, you can get single family homes, you can get condos, you can get more of a coach home or a townhome style. There's veranda style homes. So I'm going to let it play a little bit just so you can kind of get a feel for the different options here. What you maybe don't see as well as I'm driving through is the golf course. So you can see it's kind of off to the left there. It does weave behind most of these buildings, the verandas, the condos. You'll also see it in the single family home section as well. So the units to the left are pretty neat. They're more of a veranda style. They actually have a lanai on the front and the back of the home. And then you've got condos, or more like traditional condos, off to the right. Can't see them quite as well now, but you saw them initially as I was driving into this section of the neighborhood. We're going to come around here in a little bit and then make our way towards the clubhouse. And when I pulled into the clubhouse, I actually went left. I probably should have gone right, just more from the camera perspective. But this is basically the driving range area. You'll see it kind of over the lake here, and then I'm going to come around the other side to make our way back towards some of the single family homes. So as we come back in here, there's another set of verandas, which we're going to see to the left, and then single family homes to the right. The clubhouse is actually to the left. Again, I didn't do a great job of getting it in a lot of the video, but again, it's a very similar style, and I keep saying blueprint, but it's working for Lennar, and it's a super popular type of community, so I know that they're going to continue to do that throughout this area. So here you can see the single family homes, and then I'm actually going to show you a better clip of the single family homes a little bit further, more towards the front end of National. That was actually the clubhouse there. So here we are driving through the single family home section, and what you're going to find in here is a real mix. You've got 2-car garages, you've got 3-car garages. There's a variety of sizes of homes. You can get into homes here that start around 1,850 square feet, and these go up to a little over 3,000 square feet. So again, there's quite a bit of diversity in terms of the style of home you might want, garage spaces, the layout, etc. Pretty much everything in this area is more of an open concept. So it's that gathering room style of home. Most of the houses in here are going to have, the single family homes rather, are going to have either a golf course, and there's a hole to our right. Again, you're not going to see a great perspective of all of them. But most of the homes are either going to have a water view or a golf course view, just by the way that it was actually set up within the community. And that's particularly appealing, for a lot of people, especially those that are here to play golf. You just saw the mailboxes, so just like most of the communities that are newer now, all of your mail is in a central location. Not necessarily for the whole neighborhood, but you will find that there will be sections within each of the communities or neighborhoods within the community that will have the mail for that particular area. So, you will see in here the sidewalk drops down to just one side. So that's something to look at as you're considering the neighborhoods that you're looking to move into. All right, so we're making our way back. We're going to kind of skip past the Founder Square. But we've left Bonita National, and we're going to make our way past. We made it through Edgewater and Edgewater Shores. We're going to make our way past Trailside. And then we're going to head over towards Lake Babcock, which has a few more of the individual or single-family homes as well as some of the lake or estate homes. And as you get into that section, you have a few other options with respect to builders. So in here you have Pulte, you do have Lennar, and then you're also going to have builders like Divco and Arthur Rutenberg. So we'll talk about that a little bit briefly. Those two builders specialize more in the semi-custom home, whereas with Pulte's similar but a different type of trim level. You're going to have a ton of options, and then Lennar, it's really more of a spec home builder where you've got a handful of choices, if you're even afforded that opportunity. Currently, most of what's being released are spec homes, and they're being released by offers. So it's basically they'll tell you which lot and which home is on the lot, which options they put into the house, and then you'll make an offer for that home. So it functions more like resale, even though you're building new construction. With Divco and Arthur Rutenberg, you're going to do more of a traditional build process still, even with the market that we're in, where you'll contract on the lot and then basically price up all your options and go from there. Pulte's kind of in the middle. They're doing some spec homes and they're also doing bidding for the lots. But if you're successful winning the lot, then you have the opportunity to go through the pricing with Pulte, pick your structural upgrades, and then go through the design center appointment as well. So that's really the overview of the builders. And interestingly, we just passed the school on the right. So that's Babcock Ranch School. It's part of the community and has been a draw. There's a lot of people that like the idea that this is kind of a self-contained community. And again, I just mentioned there's going to be 19,500 homes in here once it's fully built out. So this will be its own town. So again, I'm kind of letting this just drive a little bit so you can get a feel for the look of the community itself, the different neighborhoods within it. What I'm going to do next is actually go through the two amenity areas here in this section. And I'm going to start actually in the one area. So this is kind of the clubhouse that has the fitness center and the pool area. And there's actually a really neat section off the back here that has some barbecue areas, which I thought were pretty neat. They're basically like little individual sections, which I'm going to point out, that have picnic tables, but then also there's some barbecue grills off to the back side of them. So really a neat look. So I just wanted to make sure that I kind of pointed that out to everybody. So you'll see it. I'll mention it actually in the next portion. Okay, so here we are. So this is that clubhouse area that I was mentioning that does have the community pool area. It does back up to the lake. There's another kind of lawn area here. And then I'm going to show you, I tried to get a couple of shots just peeking through these little openings here. Everything was locked, and unfortunately I didn't have a key fob to access. I didn't set up a showing, but I did want to be able to show you some of the amenity areas so you can see a lot of people get around the community in golf carts. You just saw a couple to the right there. And then the big lake area here. This actually looks back towards the Founders Square. So you actually see that water tower looking structure when you're on, in the Founders Square, kind of looking north, well, maybe more east even than north. So you'll see here again, and I literally made this double time. So sped it up. I figured you didn't want to walk at my walking pace, but just want to be able to show you the lawn area. And then what you're seeing back to the left is actually a dock area. So you can launch from there for some of the water sport activities. And then here we're going to spin around, and I know it's not a great shot, but you can kind of see this is the community pool. And then as we pan back to the left, those individual stations, those are actually chimneys, I believe. And then they have the barbecue stations in front of them. All right, so the last area that we're going to spend some time looking at are the sport courts areas in the same location. So I parked right in front. There were two bocce courts. Don't know if you saw that. I slowed this down more so because I'm hoping as I pan around, you can actually see in the background the park area. So I kind of just was highlighting this full-size basketball court, but really starting about there actually is a full-on playground for the kids, and it's really nicely done. So just want to make sure I called that out. And then as you pull into this area, this is all of the sport courts. So you'll see here you've got the tennis and the pickleball, and their coding system is kind of neat. So T is for tennis and P is for pickleball, and of course B is for bocce. So you can see 2, 4, 6, I think 7 tennis courts, at least 6, and then you've got 4 pickleball courts, and there will likely be more. So this is just one part of the community. You can anticipate that as these neighborhoods build out, you're going to see more amenity areas in each of these, in each of the neighborhoods. So just a high level here. Just wanted to show you. This is kind of neat within the town. You can actually take bikes, and then I wanted to show this. I mentioned the chargers for the electric cars.
And if you like Babcock Ranch, make sure you check out some of the other neighborhoods in Southwest Florida. This playlist here has a ton of communities that we've already done previews for. So make sure you click the link and check out some of these other communities in Southwest Florida.